Hello everybody! So today we are finally updating my Dolls from Entertainment collection. The last one we did was in September or October of 2016. I will link it below in the description if you want to see. There's going to be a few changes in this video that I'll explain really quickly so this intro doesn't drag on. We are not going to be showing my High School Musical dolls, my Mary-Kate and Ashley dolls, or Colleen's Harry Potter dolls in this video. And that's because those are all like big enough collections on their own to have separate ones.
And the Mary-Kate and Ashley video has been up for a long time, and I don't think it's changed at all.
It hasn't changed at all.
My Harry Potter collection has actually changed a lot, so that will eventually get its own video, but I'm kind of in the process of wanting to acquire more dolls.
Video is also different because in the original, I included like Barbie as Dorothy, some of the like not Barbie movie dolls, but things like the Wizard of Oz. Those are omitted from this video because they're all pictured in my Barbie collections, or will be if I update those in the future. So this is strictly dolls that, you know, they're not Barbie as, Ken as, and they're not Barbie, like Barbie's movies, like Barbie of Swan Lake. I collect celebrity dolls and dolls from movies, but I'm not personally like a celebrity kind of girl. I don't really care about what celebrities are doing. Like, I'm not a stan by any means. And that confuses a lot of people because they think you have Britney Spears dolls, you must be obsessed with Britney. I'm not. I'm a doll person. If they make a doll of it, I'm interested. So I just thought I'd clear that up. It's also why I don't watch like Bratz movies or Barbie movies, because I'm not into merchandising behind it. I'm just into the dolls. If you want to see pictures of them or read additional information, feel free to check out my Flickr album for Dolls from Entertainment, links down below. They're all in there, and let's just get right to it. So starting with some familiar faces, I have 3 Brandy dolls. These 2 are both the quote-unquote dancing Brandies. My first one is actually the doll in the wrong shirt here. I got her in the summer of 2012 from a regular seller at the flea market. We call him Bratz Guy. I actually got her and one of my mini Britneys together at the same time back then. I loved Brandy growing up. I didn't really know her music or anything, but I remember seeing her on TV and thinking she was like the most beautiful African-American woman ever. So of course I wanted to get the doll when I saw her. However, since she didn't have her stuff, when I saw this girl pop up at the local Salvation Army sometime in, I think, 2012 or 2013, I decided to get her. I want to say she was only $5, but my favorite Brandy is Styling Hair Brandy. I got her at the very beginning of 2013. We were at a consignment store, and there happened to be a ton of out-of-date boxed Barbies. I'm assuming maybe a store went out of business and they just dumped off the rest of their stock. I'm not really sure.
And it actually took us several trips to buy all the ones we wanted.
Yes.
But I think Brandy was prime picking.
They were between $6 and $12 each.
We really did love Britney Spears' music back in like the early 2000s. We were really into it.
My very first CDs were Oops, I Did It Again and Baby One More Time, along with the Martina Mcbride CD. My mom picked them out for Christmas for me in 2000, I want to say. And it all started because I bought this Britney as a kid. I was out with Dad one day and calling, and he let me buy her at Kmart. I loved her 2 braids, and I didn't really know anything about Britney Spears at the time, but I really liked the song she could play. That kind of got me hooked on that particular song. So Mom ended up buying me the CDs for Christmas the following year, or later on that year, don't really remember, but she hated Britney Spears, so that was always kind of an ongoing joke. Now this one is in partly the wrong outfit, but this is her skirt. She was marketed for the Baby One More Time tour. These dolls are pretty generic. They have a lot of the same facial screenings, hairstyles, so they're made by Playing Along. The rest of them, She's by Ya Boom. So it gets confusing. That's why you kind of have to give them names based on Britney's costumes. I got her in the Generation Girl bin of 2011. It was a zipper case loaded with late 90s and early 2000s Barbies, and I want to say she was my first secondhand Britney ever. Then we have Mtv Vmas Britney. I got her in 2012, I want to say. I got her for $1 or $2 from a regular seller. This is her correct outfit, and she actually does look different from my others because she has purple makeup, as you can see. And then this lady is also from the Baby One More Time tour. Different doll from this one. I got her in the Ken Suitcase lot of 2016. However, I did not get her outfit. She, based on like the hairstyle she had when I got her, she was sold in like a pink and white kind of leathery looking outfit, if you're wondering which one she is. And then this one was marketed for the You Drive Me Crazy video. I bought her separately from a guy we buy a lot of things from. And earlier this year we got our Dance Magic Ken from him, for example. I got her and one of my ballerina Princess Snow White dolls the same day. This lady, who is also in the wrong outfit, is my most special Britney. She is my other childhood doll. She is from Oops, I Did It Again. She was sold in the red leather catsuit with the single CD. I want to say my mom got me her in 2001 for Christmas. That would have been the last Christmas we had with Mom. And I thought it was really nice that she went out of her way to support my interests, even if she didn't like Britney Spears. And that's kind of the thing that will always be special to me about like my Britney Spears dolls and my Britney Spears CDs, is even though I kind of like outgrew that part in my life, it was the first time that I did something and enjoyed something that like my parents flat out didn't really agree with. And that kind of gave me the confidence later in life to just do what I wanted, regardless of like what my dad or mom had to say about it. Now this lady, I believe I had her in the last video, but I wasn't sure where this outfit came from. After a lot of research and also confirmation, I think, from someone else who commented on the old video, she was from the MTV Vmas, this outfit. Really hard to find pictures. I got her boxed at the flea market in, I want to say 2016. She was a really good deal. I don't know, $10 maybe? I think
it was 10, yeah.
I was really excited because I just don't find them boxed all that often. My last full-size gal, I got her in 2013, or maybe 2014, at this antique store. She was boxed, and she is marketed with the Oops, I Did It Again tour dolls, so this is something she wore on that tour. I think it reminds me of, like, Pepsi. I really want an actual Pepsi Britney Spears, because I have 2 mini Britneys. So, she is a mini You Drive Me Crazy Britney. She's supposed to come in a green top, but I don't have it. This is a borrowed top from a different doll. I got her from Bratz Guy with this Brandy over here in 2012. She was my first mini Britney, and she's in pretty rough shape. Like, you can tell she's missing a lot of hair. But then this lady, I got her from the Memorial Day bin in 2014 at the flea market on Memorial Day. We bought a massive bin of really disgusting dolls for, I want to say, $10. And the funny thing is, up until the Oldie Moldies lot, that was the most disgusting, filthy bin we ever got. She had mold stains on her when I got her.
Britney Spears will always have a special place in my heart.
She will. Okay, now I have my Clueless dolls. I have my 2 Shares. This one in the nice, correct outfit, who is clearly very unplayed with, was from the Clueless lot, as you guessed. Based on the name, because I got this lady, what's her name? Amber, from that lot too, also in the correct outfit. We got these at the very beginning of the 2017 flea market season, and they were some of the cooler dolls in the bin. I wish there had been a nicer Dion, but these 2 shabby ladies who don't have their outfits were from the Teresa lot of 2016, which is one of the earliest transformation videos on my channel. My 3 Hannah Montana dolls. This one is The Other Side of Me Hannah. She plays that song. She was my first. Now, the Hannah Montana dolls, they're made by Play Along, just like Britney Spears. Play Along is known for their generic dolls, so they're not that interesting if you're just collecting the blondes, but they have really beautiful quality clothes, which is kind of what made me decide to keep her when I found her in the Memorial Day yard sale lot of 2014. So she was from the Memorial Day bin we got at the flea market, but that Saturday when we went to the town dump, there was this charity yard sale, and they had all of the stuff that hadn't sold that day out for free, and there was a huge, like 2 or 3 huge boxes of dolls, and we grabbed the majority of the doll stuff, but not all of it, and we donated some money, and that's where she came from. She was the first one I kept. And then this lady is Nobody's Perfect. She's in the wrong outfit, but she plays that song. I got her from the $5 bin bonanza of 2017. And this is Holiday Pop Star Hannah. I got her boxed, I want to say in 2016 from Bratz Guy, so the guy who sold me one of my Brandies. She was, I think, like $2.50 because everything was half off that day. And Colleen was like, we should get Hannah. And I was like, all right, let's get Hannah.
And she's a really cool doll. I really like her.
She's really pretty, as far as Hannah Montana dolls go. So then we have Colleen's Lord of the Rings dolls.
And so these are, so I got this Gandalf and this Frodo together in their boxes from the same seller. And I think they're accessorized really well. Like, he's got his staff, and they've each got a sword, and he's even got his in like a sword sheath.
They're fully articulated.
And yeah, these are really cool. They're like articulated like action figures, but definitely dressed and detailed like dolls. And they're just really fun to play with, and I really like them. And I think they're from...
They're from the first movie.
Yeah, I want to say they're from...
Yeah, because the other guy's from Two Towers, so yeah.
Yes, and that's what I thought. The other photo is from the Two Towers. And
he's not really a doll. He's kind of plushy.
Yeah, and I think I had him before them, and I honestly can't remember if I got him boxed or not.
No, he was loose. We did have these when we filmed the first video. They just weren't inventoried, so we forgot to include them. But
yeah, I don't know why. Well, these two are definitely dolls, so I see why
they've been since inventoried now.
Exactly.
We have the Eden Toys Madelines. Colleen has 6 of the like regular Madeline.
So when I was like young, my mama gave me one of the Madeline dolls, and I believe it was this doll, but I'm not really sure. But I'm not really 100% sure. She was a favorite of mine. I played with her in my old doll house. I made her like a servant until like my Georgette McDonald's toy, and she was forced to clean Georgette's house, and she slept in this tiny bed that her feet overgrew. And then at some point she kind of was more like Molly's doll and slept in Molly's bed. When we were out of dolls, she actually lived in Molly's trunk. Got several of these other ones, including the nice one over there, in the Brat Sky lot.
And also the Brat Shubin.
And the Brat Shubin.
In 2011.
2011 and 2012. So most of these guys have had a very long time, except her, who was in the Oldie Moldies bin. And those dolls, you can tell by the title, were just covered in mold. But I didn't know until we got the Brat Sky bin that they actually made like outfit sets like this. And that she actually had friends. And I got Danielle over here in Brat Sky bin. I bought Pepito separately. He's kind of a favorite of mine. I absolutely love the Madeline movie. Whenever I'm homesick, I like to watch it because it cheers me up. You know, it was a big part of that movie, and finding out they made a doll of him, this is a girl's outfit, by the way, it's a magician's outfit, was really cool, and I actually got him in this outfit. And this one I also bought separate.
Talking Madeline.
Did you say we got it from Mulan lady?
No, the lady who sells books at.
Oh, the bookseller, yep. We got her from this lady that sells books. I just bought her because I like Madeline so much. I like how she got the yellow school uniform underneath. She's really classic.
So then we have my Donny and Marie Osmond dolls. To be honest, I didn't know about Donny and Marie until I was an adult. I still don't really know much about them other than they had a TV show and they're really famous. That's all I know. Anyways, I saw them a lot when we first got back into dolls in 2011. They were at flea markets and antique stores all the time, usually very overpriced because the sellers knew that they were from the 70s and that they were Donny and Marie Osmond. And then I got my 30 Years of Mattel Fashion Dolls book, and they were featured in there. And I have always had like a special thing for man dolls, like male dolls, because I don't know, I just find them really interesting. So Donny was actually the first one to catch my eye, and I thought about buying him on several occasions, but I ended up getting my 3 Marie dolls first. So what happened is in late 2013, the last few weeks of the flea market, there was this person who had a bunch of really old toys from the 60s and 70s. Now, I saw some like twist and turn Barbies, and I was very intrigued, but the dolls were $5 each, so I only bought one, my brunette twist and turn Barbie. But I saw this Marie here with the microphone, and I thought about buying her, but then I was like, oh, you don't even know who Marie Osmond is. She's kind of weird and ugly looking, like the doll. You don't need her. But I kept obsessing in her and hoping that they would come back. A few weeks later, the lady came back. This time her dolls were about $2 each. And Colleen asked her about the Marie Osmond. And she produced 2 Marie Osmond dolls who were in the wrong clothes. And I was going to buy both of them because I didn't think she had this one, and I felt bad for this lady. Her hair was tied up into 2 little like ponytails and metal elastics, and you can see her hair still crimps right there from it. And she actually has a factory defect. Her butt is the wrong way, so her butt cheeks face forward. She was calling her the ugly Marie, so I kind of took pity on her. So I decided I would get her too, and this one, who was in the wrong outfit at the time. But then, a few minutes later, as we were buying like a bunch of her dolls, she found the Marie I wanted in the right outfit with the microphone, and I decided, what the heck, I'll just buy all three. And ever since then, I have been obsessed with my Marie Osmond dolls. Colleen knows every time this container is up in storage, I'll be like, Marie, because I just love my Marie dolls. I bought this outfit at an antique store separately for like $2 or $3. I saw it and I had to have it. And then I actually have a spare in storage that I also bought separately. And then I got this one in a bin, I think. Once I had the Maries, I'm like, now it's my excuse to get Donny, her brother. Honestly, I thought that they were like husband and wife at first. But I found him from this lady that we bought some 80s Barbies from back in, it was 2014, I want to say, the very beginning. Or maybe it was later, 2013. But he was $5 and naked, but I just had to have him because a lot of the ones I saw were more expensive than that, so I bought him. But then
the doll himself is in beautiful shape, like his skin and everything.
Yeah, in 2015 or 2016, this guy turned up for $1 in his outfit. I saw him on this guy's table. He was the only doll, and I'm like, okay, he's either going to be really cheap or really expensive, and he was $1. And they actually are the same country make, but they have very different faces. You can see on my Flickr. And also, there are Marie dolls that have tadpole eyebrows, but according to my 30 Years of Mattel fashion doll book, the eyebrows indicate whether they were sold with Donny or sold separately, but I did my own research and I concluded that that is not true. They are just randomized variations, so you can't really tell when you get them loose whether they were sold together or separate. So then we have my Hello Kitty dolls. These were Avon exclusive Hello Kitty and her friends. This doll is Julie and this doll is Makayla. It took me forever to identify them. They weren't in my last video even though I had them, so for my 12th birthday, my Auntie Kim, who is actually my mom's best friend, I have two Auntie Kims, it's very confusing, but my one that's technically not related to me, picked this doll out because from the age of like 10 to 17, I was really obsessed in Hello Kitty. Like everything was Hello Kitty. My clothes, my shoes, my socks, my underwear, my school supplies, everything. I was obsessed in Hello Kitty. It was even my nickname at school. So they got me this doll from Avon, and I do remember her coming in like a plastic bag, and the reason they picked her out for me is because A, she's Hello Kitty, and B, she has this really long blonde hair, and my hair is naturally like a really dirty blonde, but when I was younger it was like a light blonde, so, and it was really long at the time, so they thought it was like me as the Hello Kitty girl. And then this one, Makayla, who is the African American doll, I just thought she was like a different version. I didn't realize they had their own identities, which is really cool. I found her at the flea market in 2014.
I want to say she was like $10.
Yeah, I know, and she has cut hair, and she does have her kitty, but she's missing her purse. They're supposed to come with these really beautiful beaded purses, but I had to get her because I didn't even know they made the African American dolls, and she is even prettier than Julie over here. So then we have my Twilight dolls. I did not have any Twilight dolls when I filmed my first video. This all happened in like 2017 and to 2019 now.
And it prompted me to read the book.
Which Colleen actually really likes the books. So these are the original Twilight Bellas. I have two. This is my first one. I got her at the Salvation Army in 2017. She's in one of my transformation videos, which is like Twilight and something else.
Monster High.
Yeah. And she had her outfit. And I remember seeing these dolls a lot in stores when I got back into collecting. And I'm a sucker for any kind of celebrity movie doll. And this lady I got in the $5 bin bonanza, and that was the bin that smelled like cigarette smoke. I did not get her pants, but they actually do look quite different. I have facial variation comparisons on Flickr, even though they're the same country make. And then this is Breaking Dawn Bella Part 1, I think. I got her at the Salvation Army. I had a really good Twilight look. But then we have the New Moon Jacobs. Colleen has two. This was our first one. We got him at the Salvation Army the same day as these two Bellas, but then the other guy we got in $5 bin bonanza, and I can't tell them apart naked or anything, but the newer guy has his shoes. And what are your thoughts on Jacob?
He's just to die for. He's very handsome and he's very unique looking. And he just like looks really good in clothes.
The original Twilight Edward, we got him in the $5 bin bonanza. He was the nicest from that lot because he had his whole outfit, and he was actually at the top of that big bin when we found them, originally at the flea market for $5.
And we didn't really know what we were buying. We knew there was like a Twilight doll and a couple of Bratz dolls and some Barbies.
It was $5,
like,
and it was a huge tub, and I was like, I'm buying
Let's
it.
just see what's inside.
So he has like glittery, sparkly skin. Glad to have him. And this was Colleen's first Edward doll. He is from Breaking Dawn Part 1. He was sold like in the wedding tux. We didn't know if he was wearing his outfit or not when we bought him. It turns out he was just dressed really well.
But I remember getting the two Bellas, Edward and Jake, together when we first got them, because when I set up the transformation photo with the couples on the benches, I kind of paired him up with the more vampire-ish Bella and Jake with the more like, you know, girl next door Bella.
And then we have Victoria and Alice. I got both of them together in the $5 bin bonanza, and you can see I have parts of their clothes, like I have Victoria's jacket and Alice's shirt. I didn't know like what characters they were when I got them, but I knew that they weren't like Bella, obviously, and I was really excited to learn who they are. I personally think Alice is super cute, and Victoria, she looks like a mean girl. I love them both though. And then we have Rosalie over here, who we got at Savers last year in 2018 after our eye doctor's appointment.
She's just stunning.
Yeah, I saw her in the bag, and I thought about not getting her because she was $3, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get her because she's awesome. And I'm still upset that you passed up on
Oh
Jasper.
my god, you gotta hit me when I do stupid
Yeah,
stuff
he was
like that. We still
$4.
have box Jasper and it's killing me.
So then we have Truly Scrumptious. She is from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. She's one of the oldest dolls in this video, and I got her with my Marie dolls from that lady who had old toys. And she sold them for $2 each, but she knew who they were. She knew how old they were. She just wanted to sell them. And she took a shine to me and Colleen and was really happy to like sell us the dolls because she knew we'd appreciate them. And I actually got, she was in her outfit, when I bought her, but I found her an even nicer one later on, so she's dressed in this really nice outfit, and I love her beautiful old face. She's in wonderful
really
condition.
Cool.
Then we have my Brooke Shields doll. Always wanted one of these. So back when we were kids, this guy who sold Colleen Harry Potter toys had a Brooke Shields doll. And I always wanted her and thought about asking about her, but I didn't ever work up the nerve to. So when I had the opportunity to get her in 2015 box at the flea market, I want to say she was like $8.
I think she was $12.
Or 12, something like that. I jumped on it. These dolls' legs do come off easily. They're pretty cheaply made, but I love her anyways. She was in my leg repair tutorial, one of my first on this channel. Then we have Surprise Style Sabrina. I got her from Ken's Suitcase Bin. I used to have a Sabrina as a kid that was sold in the like white glittery outfit with Salem, but I ended up getting rid of her at some point before our doll hiatus. But I always regretted it. I used to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch when I got home from school in high school, so I really wanted another doll, and I was excited to have her.
Fun fact, Mom forbade us from watching that show because there were witches in it.
Scary Spice, she's a specific one. I'll put her name in here. But she is made by Gloob, which is the company that makes the Anastasia dolls. She looks a lot like a play-along doll, no? So I didn't know what the Spice Girls songs were when I was a kid. I know, you're like, how did you grow up in the 90s and not know who they
If you
were?
wanna be my love.
I knew the song, I didn't know it was them. But I remember one year for Halloween, Colleen's friends were supposed to dress up as the Spice Girls. So her and I had talked about like me dressing up as one of them, and of course I wanted to be Scary Spice because I thought she was like so pretty. I loved her crazy hair. I thought she was Ginger Spice at the time.
So I showed up at the Halloween party to find the girls who pressured me into dressing up as Baby Spice and wearing like 10 pounds of makeup, which like I didn't really want to do. They all came up to me and they were all dressed in other things, and one of them says, oh yeah, we were gonna be the Spice Girls and we should have let you know we changed our minds, but then we thought it'd be more fun to be like skeletons and stuff.
So I got her from the Teresa lot, and I loves. Then we have Mandy Moore. I got her last year. There were these people who had like a container of doll stuff with a few dolls and like mostly clothes and things. So we were able to fill up a bag of clothes and buy Mandy for, I forget how much, but it was really cheap. Originally we weren't gonna get Mandy and we actually walked away, but she kept weighing on my mind. I really wanted Mandy.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I thought Mandy Moore was really pretty, so I had to double back and get her, and I'm really glad we did. And I dream.
Yep. She's from Charlotte's Web. She's actually my childhood doll that I got at KB Toys in my teens. I used her clothes and her stuffed pig for my Stacy dolls a lot. And I really liked her like denim jumper and her plaid shirt. I put it on my Party and Play Stacy, who I named Ginny, all the time. But Fern herself, I didn't really play with that much, and I don't really see why, because she's like really beautiful and really unique, and I don't really have any other redheaded Stacy-sized dolls, so she's really cool.
And this is my Shakira. I had one growing up, but she was the version sold in the green outfit with the tambourine. I always thought Shakira was really pretty too. Yes, I bought her when I was maybe 12 or 13, but I ended up selling her at a yard sale, I think. Big mistake. I bought her at the consignment store where we got my Style and Hair Brandy, and that's also where I got Raven. I got her, I think I doubled back for her and Brandy on a different occasion. I didn't really watch That So Raven as a kid, but again, I just love celebrity dolls, and this outfit is wild. Then we have Miss Martina Mcbride. So one of my first CDs was a Martina Mcbride Greatest Hits CD. Mom used to always talk about Martina. She'd be like, oh, she's the little woman with the big voice. So that's how I always think of her. Of course, I really wanted to get this doll. I think I got her for like $5 boxed from people we get the Monster High dolls from usually. She is one of my favorites. She's got such a beautiful quality outfit, and I mean, she's kind of tall to be Martina Mcbride, but I love her. Then we have Wizards of Waverly Place, Alex Russo. I'm not sure what version mine is because Mattel kind of packaged the same doll pretty much with multiple outfits. This was a Mary-Kate and Ashley fashion pack. I got her naked at the Salvation Army. I wasn't sure what celebrity doll she was, but I knew she was some kind of character, so that's why I bought her. And then we have the Pretty Melody Collection Taylor Swift. She has deflated hair because those curls. I got her from $5 Bin Bonanza. And I also got my Victoria singing doll from the $5 Bin Bonanza too. So I was pretty excited. I mean, I don't like Taylor Swift's music by any means. Just my personal thing, I never did. But I always secretly wanted one of the dolls. I don't know why. Then we have Miss Reba. Miss Reba. She's been in a few videos already. I love her. She was at the Salvation Army recently for $6 boxed, and I was like, they made a Reba McEntire. I had to get her. I didn't realize she would take on her own persona. I actually had to cut the threads on this dress and sew snaps so it could be removable because she's originally sewn into it. But she's definitely one of my favorites already in this collection despite not having owned her very long. Hunger Games Katniss. When I first got back into collecting, these dolls were everywhere in stores, and I just thought she was so beautiful even though I didn't know anything about the Hunger Games. So she was my very first store-bought Barbie. I got it as an adult, her and Dolls of the World India Barbie. I got them right around Christmas 2012, and I got her at Kmart. I didn't get her on sale or anything. I just really, really, really wanted her, and I love her to bits and pieces, and she'll always be special because she was my first store-bought Barbie after like a 5-year break.
Now, I did read the book after Shelly bought the doll, and I can't decide whether or not I liked it because it scared the ribbons out of me.
Then we have Justin Bieber, another celebrity doll that I always wanted. Again, I don't know any Justin Bieber songs really. Like, I'm sure I've heard them, but I don't know that they're his. But I think the song he plays is I Want to Be Your Boyfriend. Colleen and I almost bought a Justin Bieber doll a long time ago, but we voted against it because he was kind of expensive. He was from the Dance Club Kayla lot of 2017. The seller brought in like a bunch of dolls she found randomly in her basement for us, and she was originally like gonna throw them out, but then she's like, oh, I bet I know who would buy them. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this updated video. Like I said at the beginning, if you want to see pictures or read more information, feel free to check out my Flickr down below. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.